Breaking news. California is grappling with one of the most devastating wildfire seasons in its history. Fueled by relentless Santa Ana winds and record-breaking drought conditions, these raging infernos have destroyed over 10,000 structures, reduced entire towns to ashes, and displaced thousands of families. Tragically, at least 10 lives have been lost, with countless others facing an uncertain future. The economic toll? A jaw-dropping $52 to $57 billion, making this one of the costliest disasters the state has ever endured. But the devastation doesn't stop there. The fires have triggered a cascade of disruptions across the region. Since January 8th, pipeline operator Kinder Morgan was forced to shut down two major fuel pipelines in Los Angeles due to power outages caused by the fires. These pipelines are critical, supplying nearly 95% of the fuel for cities like Las Vegas, Phoenix, and San Diego. With this infrastructure offline, fuel supplies are drying up fast. Imagine pulling into a gas station and finding long lines, frustrated customers, and out-of-fuel signs. That's already the reality in parts of Las Vegas. In Phoenix, gas prices are spiking, and in California, where fuel is being redirected for emergency firefighting, drivers are being urged to limit usage. It's a crisis on top of a crisis. For millions in Southern California, the power is out. Over 4 million customers are without electricity, leaving families without refrigeration, heating, or communication. In wildfire evacuation zones, the lack of fuel adds another terrifying layer. Escaping danger becomes a life or death challenge. One evacuee shared her heartbreaking story. "We've lost everything. Now we can't even find enough gas to get out of here. It feels like there's no end in sight." It's not just individuals feeling the impact. Businesses that rely on transportation, like delivery services and trucking companies, are starting to buckle under the pressure. If this continues, grocery store shelves could start emptying and product shortages might ripple across the country. The environmental consequences are equally alarming. These fires are spewing massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, potentially undoing years of greenhouse gas reduction efforts. It's a stark reminder of the growing challenges posed by climate change. Stay informed and prepared. Consider supporting relief efforts to help those affected by this unprecedented disaster. Together, we can stand in solidarity with those rebuilding their lives and facing the long road ahead. The wildfires raging across California are doing more than destroying landscapes. They're racing years of progress in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Experts warn this wildfire season could have long-term environmental consequences, and the message couldn't be clearer. We're all connected, from gas shortages to escalating environmental challenges. This crisis highlights just how intertwined and vulnerable our systems are when disaster strikes. Imagine this. You're driving to work, your fuel gauge is flirting with empty, and every gas station you pass displays the same dreaded sign: out of fuel. Long lines, frustrated drivers, and a creeping sense of panic surround the pumps. This isn't just a scenario, it's already happening. California, the nation's largest fuel consumer, is battling one of its worst wildfire seasons in years. The flames are destroying more than homes and landscapes. They're disrupting critical infrastructure. Kinder Morgan, a key operator of fuel pipelines supplying California, Nevada, and Arizona, has shut down two major lines due to power outages caused by the fires. These pipelines provide nearly 95% of the fuel for cities like Las Vegas. Fuel shortages aren't staying confined to California. Supply chain disruptions mean fuel prices are spiking across the U.S. Las Vegas has already reported localized shortages, and experts warn other regions could be next. But this goes beyond high gas prices. Emergency services, fire trucks, ambulances, helicopters all rely on fuel. When supplies run low, life-saving operations face delays, putting lives at risk. Over 4 million residents in Southern California are in the dark. Without power, even gas stations with fuel can't pump it. It's a frustrating and dangerous cycle, scarcity feeding more scarcity. The financial toll of these wildfires and their aftermath is staggering, with damages estimated between $52 billion and $57 billion. This figure includes property losses, disrupted businesses, and emergency response costs. Environmentally, the impact is just as dire. Experts caution that these fires are releasing enough greenhouse gases to reverse years of emissions reductions. Beyond today's crisis, we're looking at long-term consequences for the planet. This disaster isn't just a California problem, it's a national wake-up call. Climate change is intensifying natural disasters, and our energy infrastructure is proving dangerously vulnerable. The question we all need to ask is, are we prepared for what's coming next? Don't panic, prepare. Here are some practical tips to protect yourself and your family in times like these. One of the simplest yet most effective strategies is to never let your gas tank drop below half full. Think of it as your safety net. In Las Vegas, where 95% of the city's fuel depends on a now shut down pipeline, drivers are already waiting hours in line for gas. Imagine being in an emergency only to realize you can't escape because you're running on empty. Here's a pro tip. Fill up during off-peak hours to avoid the chaos and long lines that hit during rush hours. Having a small, safe reserve of fuel can be a lifesaver in emergencies. Make sure to store it in approved containers and keep it in a cool, ventilated area, away from direct sunlight or heat sources. If you're ready to go beyond the basics, here's a proactive tip. Safely store extra gasoline. But let's be real. Storing gas can feel a bit intimidating. Here's how to do it right. Use high-quality certified gas cans designed for safety. Add a fuel stabilizer to keep the gas fresh for up to a year. Store it in a well-ventilated outdoor area, like a shed or garage, far from direct sunlight or heat sources. Let me share a quick cautionary tale. During the 2021 Colonial Pipeline shutdown, panic buying led to dangerous behavior. People filled random containers, plastic bins, even trash bags with gasoline. The result? Spills, fires, and hazardous accidents. Don't be that person. Be smart, be safe, and store fuel the right way. A little preparation now can save you a massive headache later. When every gallon counts, cutting down on gas consumption is crucial. Start by consolidating your trips, plan errands efficiently, or carpool with neighbors when you can. Public transportation is another excellent option if available in your area. Here's a fun fact. Carpooling just once a week can save the average commuter up to $500 annually on gas. And it's not just about money, it reduces stress. Imagine skipping the daily grind of driving while also cutting your gas usage. Gas isn't just for errands, it's a lifeline in emergencies. When wildfires strike, evacuations can happen with little notice. Keeping your tank full isn't just practical, it's critical. Take it a step further by creating an evacuation plan. Pack emergency supplies in your vehicle, including water, non-perishable snacks, a flashlight, and a first aid kit. Learn from past disasters like California's 2018 Camp Fire, where gridlocked roads trapped thousands of families. Those with full tanks and prepared vehicles had a far better chance of escaping safely. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's peace of mind. Gas shortages are a wake-up call. It's time to explore alternative energy sources. If you've been considering a hybrid or electric vehicle, this might be the perfect time to switch. Did you know that companies like Tesla offer free supercharging during wildfire evacuations in affected areas? It's a game changer for families on the move, eliminating worries about fuel. Even if an EV isn't in your immediate plans, smaller steps can still make a difference. Invest in bicycles for local trips. Consider solar-powered chargers for your home. Reducing your reliance on gas now can help you navigate future shortages with ease. Finally, remember this: information is power. Stay updated on local news. Use apps to track gas station availability. Don't wait until it's too late. Plan your week around resources you know are available. Preparation isn't about panic, it's about control. Topping off your tank, planning your trips wisely, and thinking long-term about reducing your dependency on gas can mean the difference between chaos and confidence tomorrow. As we look deeper into the ripple effects of this crisis, it's clear that gas shortages are more than an inconvenience. They're a call to action. Take charge today to protect what matters most. These gas shortages and wildfires aren't just isolated events. They're signals of something much more concerning. Let's break it down. Imagine this. Pipelines like Kinder Morgan's, which supply nearly 95% of fuel to cities like Las Vegas and Phoenix, suddenly shut down. Now, it's not just individuals searching for gas. Entire industries are coming to a grinding halt. Trucks delivering your groceries, medications, and other essentials are stranded. Emergency services in wildfire zones are stretched to the limit. This isn't just a fuel shortage, it's a domino effect rippling across the economy. Here's the bigger picture. Experts warn that these wildfires are undoing decades of climate progress. According to the University of Chicago, the carbon emissions from these fires could set California back to pre-1990 levels in terms of environmental impact. Think about that. Years of painstaking progress in reducing greenhouse gases wiped out in a matter of weeks. And this isn't just California's problem. Other states are watching closely, knowing they could be next. The same combination of climate change, outdated infrastructure, and extreme weather is a ticking time bomb. It's not just wildfires. Texas and Florida have already experienced major fuel disruptions in recent years due to hurricanes. What's happening in California could very well become the blueprint for future disasters across the country. The economic toll is staggering. Damage from these wildfires is estimated at over $50 billion, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. Add in the rising cost of fuel, up by as much as 30% in some areas, and households already struggling with inflation are feeling the squeeze harder than ever. So, what can we learn from all of this? First, it's a wake-up call to invest in more resilient energy systems. Renewable energy, decentralized power grids, and disaster preparedness can't just be buzzwords anymore. They need to become priorities. Second, it's a reminder for all of us to be prepared. Stocking up on essentials like fuel stabilizers, generators, and emergency kits isn't just for preppers anymore, it's common sense. And lastly, this crisis highlights a much larger issue, our vulnerability to climate change. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected our systems are and how quickly local events can spiral into national crises affecting millions of lives. Knowledge and preparation are the first steps to staying ahead of these challenges. Don't wait for the next crisis to hit. Keep your tank full, stock up on essential supplies, stay informed through reliable sources. If you found value in this video, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your family, friends, and community. Together we can face these challenges head on and come out stronger. Stay informed, stay prepared, and let's navigate this crisis